Well, it's been a good night, everybody. And how can you guys hear us? I'm just trying to make this work. Here we go. Here we go.
I need my chapstick.
Here we go. Now you can hear us. The stream is about to begin.
The stream of my streams.
Stream. Stream. Stream.
Listen. Wolf is saying that the score was great, and that's the first thing I would like to talk about, because holy moly.
Okay, well, guys, first of all, welcome to the live Game of Thrones episode, recap, discussion, hangout, what have you on the Valley Folk channel. Finally, we have here
They say we hear y'all, but no vid.
Yeah, the video's gonna pop up in a second. They're just on a delay. Guys, no spoilers. No spoilers, please. No spoilers for
This is
Avengers.
a no spoiler.
Well, no, we can
post?
talk about Game of Thrones,
What?
but don't spoil the Avengers.
Oh, Avengers.
Oh, don't spoil the Avengers.
Yeah, there's
don't do that
Avengers
shit.
spoilers in there. Even though that's pretty funny, but please know I will ban you. I will ban you if you
Wait,
fucking...
the title is wrong. He says you wrote episode 2, but it's episode 3.
Oh, really? All right, hold on. I'll fix it. You guys just talk, though.
Okay.
Well, listen, guys. Welcome to the Valley Folk live stream, the post Game of Thrones live stream, a program that Steve decided to do, and then immediately expected everyone to join every time. But that hasn't happened. I'm here this time.
Is that an unreasonable thing to want everyone here every time?
Just would have been cool to know. And
I told you all about it.
You can go
shit.
fuck yourself. Anyway, yeah. So we just watched the episode, the most recent episode of Game of Thrones. And Alana, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling like a bunch of French fries in a bowl.
Yeah, I can relate to that.
Mm-hmm.
So we basically
Lukewarm
just
French
got
fries?
done.
Not
We basically
microwave, but
just got done watching maybe one of the most thrilling
Episodes
of television ever.
one of absolutely the best things.
Really, like I can't.
Elliot killed the Night King. Like when I used to look at Arya, remember, like 7 years ago?
Yes!
Steve
Like, what- yeah,
looks
like-
like
I
he
remember.
grows his fingernails too long
That's
to
what people
finger
call me
pick
that.
his ukulele. That's great.
Anyway.
Yeah, so we just watched what an incredible episode directed by the same guy that directed the Battle of the Bastards from last season, which was also the centerpiece episode of that last season, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But man, this fucking episode was just incredible.
Mm-hmm.
From start to finish. It made me forget all the dumb shit that happened in the past 2 episodes. And it made me forget for a second that
I like
the
past
writing
two
is
I like
real.
the past 2
I
too.
mean, whatever. Yes, they're fine, but it's
A
not
lot
like.
of people don't like
But the
them.
past
I
2
love them.
episodes,
Stream.
the past 2 episodes are not
These
the
people.
best episodes of the entire Game of Thrones series.
Of course.
Like season
They're
1,
clunky.
yeah, and season 1 was like every episode, and by the time they got to season 3, when they had a budget, it was like, holy shit, they are really making a really good show here, and they're making these complex characters. And now Tormund is just...
Look, man.
Tormund went from
Whatever.
Thor 1 to Thor Ragnarok in like less than a season. And whatever, it's fine.
Yeah.
All I'm trying to say is, fuck the other episodes. Let's talk about this masterpiece of an episode where fucking everything
I'm
was
still
cool.
going to reply to what you just said.
Oh, sure, go ahead. Go ahead if you want to reply. Go ahead.
Well, frankly, I feel like this show is so grandiose in its scale and so detailed and so like there's so many worlds in it that the vast majority of the show had to be world building, and then they had to end the show, so that they had to end all of these worlds, and I think that produces episodes that are a little bit, they're harder because it's so much information. You're trying to have dramatic moments, you have all these and you have all the producers and everything. I'm just saying there's a little bit of like, I don't think it's entirely on them if the show isn't like perfect. They've made a whole universe for us.
Yeah, I mean, but they've also shown us episodes that are everything you just mentioned, and the story's good, and the acting's good, and the character development is incredible. And then you have those like lightning in a bottle episodes of Game of Thrones that are like the fucking peak episodes of the series. And I just think sometimes you're gonna get subpar episodes of this show, and I think a lot of people can agree with that.
Ellie's voice is too calm. It's
And I'm
giving
not
me
saying,
hemorrhoids.
and look, I'm not saying that they were the worst episodes of the entire series. God, no, not by a long shot. But it's
Which
like,
one of your favorites?
Oh!
they're just not my favorite, yeah.
Oh!
So anyway, yeah, this episode was just fucking incredible.
I loved it.
The Dothraki, man, they're gone.
Dothraki's a banana.
Yeah.
They're gone.
Yeah, they got annihilated. And who wouldn't you want on the front lines, though? I bet
Yeah,
every
I mean,
single person
yeah.
in all the kingdoms were like, I'm glad they're... You know.
Yeah,
No
I
one
mean,
wants
I
to see
love
that
that
guy go.
Derek Butler says Night King went out like a bitch. I mean, yeah, but what an amazing way for that to end, and what a fun, interesting, shocking twist, sort of, that, you know, Big Trouble in Little China happens, and the bad guy's just killed by one little knife, essentially, and then that's the end of the entire Army of the Dead.
I loved it.
And it's like...
Yeah, and I didn't see
We
it
watched
coming.
it with a group of people here, and it was just like screams. Like we just watched our favorite basketball team
Oh, yeah.
put a ball in a hoop.
It was just screams.
It was just
I felt
screams.
like everyone
Someone got
else-
up and ran around the room. Go ahead.
I definitely felt like everyone else in the room felt the emotional reaction, but I was very like, no, he's coming back or something.
You were
I was like,
Oh
wait.
no! I
trust
mean
it.
Yeah, no,
that's
I was
that's
very-
the lore they gave us, that you kill the head vampire and then they all die.
Yeah, but he's right. There could have been a trick.
Sure,
Yeah,
sure.
I mean-
I
You're not wrong
understand,
to
but I
question
don't
I was
know.
just
However.
shocked. I was shocked.
Yeah, I mean,
That's how
especially
Elliot feels with
since
shock. He doesn't trust it.
I also totally forgot that like Arya had run away and did the whole thing of like death not today or whatever, and then when
Oh,
she
right.
showed up, I was like, oh yeah, that's what she was doing.
Yeah, I also agree with Pam G, who says it was hard to watch because it was too dark, smoky, and hazy.
That was actually a little rough, yeah.
Yeah, there were definitely moments when you're staring into the darkness and you want to see the Army of the Dead marching through the darkness out into the area there, but it's like everyone and their fucking grandparent is watching Game of Thrones tonight, so that bandwidth, no matter what kind of internet connection you're on, is gonna look a little bit like garbage, and the artifacts are gonna be bad!
Anyway, welcome to the Valley Folk post Game of Thrones stream.
I did want to say, this episode scared a streak in Steve's hair. I do want to say...
And even blue eyes.
I do want to say that this episode
Now
handled...
hold on, guys. The reason Steve has a streak in his hair is because we are in the midst of a thing,
A secret thing.
a secret thing, and this is proof of the secret thing.
Yeah, and that's it. That's all we can
and that's
say.
all you get.
Anyway,
Anyway, this
I
is
love.
a,
There were so
welcome
many
everybody to the
moments.
Valley Folk post
Something
Game of Thrones.
something that this director did well, I think, which was also something he did well in the Battle of the Bastards episode, was the way that you felt peril, the way that things felt perilous in certain moments. Like
Yeah.
in the Battle of the Bastards, there's that moment where Jon is just like being piled on by corpses, basically.
Yeah.
He's like, and all these people are trying to get away, and you're just like, this peril is, and just the guys at the top of the mound of all these dead bodies trying to fight off these guys, and that wasn't even the Army of the Dead. And then you get to this battle where you're like, someone's dying, several people are dying, I don't know who the fuck's gonna die, but someone's dying tonight. And then you have those little, like, vignette moments of, like, you know, fucking, you know,
Oh, that-
Tyrion doing shit, and, like, fucking,
Painting
you
a
know,
picture.
Brienne of Tarth fucking fighting in the corner, and then
Oh,
off to the
God.
side, and it's like, fucking Jaime's fighting people off with his fucking golden hand and shit. And it's just, like, those moments where they seem so fucked, and you just see, like, Sam laying in a pile of, like, corpses, and he's just, like, bawling, he's crying, he's just, like, in hell, and he knows he's gonna die. And you just felt that, I think. You felt that.
You know what I just realized? I
What?
figured out the worst thing about this show.
Okay.
But,
Wow, I love this.
Here we go, everybody.
uh-oh.
Here's the single.
Shout out to Ed, Liana, Jorah, and
And
Theo.
Theo.
Damn, that's a lot of deaths.
Yeah, but I expected more because in the first scene I was like, oh, so everyone's dead, basically.
Yeah.
I literally.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I thought,
I was
too.
such an yeah. Like I don't think about this stuff in terms of like, of course they're gonna save these characters. I'm just like, no, Game
Well,
of
because
Thrones is
they've
gonna
taught you
kill
to
everybody.
assume they'll kill it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam should have died. Yeah.
But we don't really know.
I mean,
who's officially dead and alive.
Sam?
I don't
Sam's the bookworm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like he got saved like 6 times in the episode, and if they'd have let him die, then like...
It'd be fun.
Yeah,
7
but
times.
like realistically, that
It
guy's
makes-
not making it
But
through
it makes
that.
you feel like you're upset for the person who died saving his life earlier. They're not going to set you up like that and then let him die and be like, oh, that guy died for you and now you died too? Fuck.
They walk you up a hill, walk right back down.
Everyone's fucking talking about Ghost in the chat.
I
right
know! Y'all are obsessed!
I mean,
we don't
yeah.
know if he's dead or not.
Apparently Ghost is in the episode 4 trailer, so I don't know. If Ghost had died, I would bet anything they would show something. Like, you know, Ghost is a beloved character and they know it.
Wait, what was my thought?
You said
the
you
worst
figured out
thing
why
about
it's
Game of
bad.
Thrones. Yeah. So, for sure... Because what reminded me of it is the Battle of the Bastards thing, and like the same director, and then like the image of him and all that shit. And I was like, that's an insane image. And like I remember seeing it and being like, this is the greatest moment in television. I've ever seen. Much like how I felt with this episode. But what's gonna happen? I think. No, I'm not on drug.
I'm not on drug.
I am not on drug.
Nope, I am not on drug.
Is Elliot on drug?
No, I did have a little bit.
We
but
are
that's
shooting
just-
this on Amiibo, and I don't like it.
Yeah. Oh god, it's the worst.
It's
but anyway,
fine.
listen. So the worst thing is that this show's gonna end, and everyone's like, "Who's gonna sit on the Iron Throne?" Because it's called the Game of Thrones.
Sure.
Right.
And when that gets leaked, like in terms of spoilers and stuff, it's gonna kind of like really make it hard for I think newcomers.
Oh, people who didn't watch it when it was airing?
Like Lord of the Rings is like if you look back on it and you watch it, it's like kind of cheesy and like like the graphics are like terrible, even though everybody was
the
like,
visual effects.
The visual effects, excuse me. Yes, graphics. What am I?
That's fine.
What are we doing? But yeah, anyway, so I think it's gonna make people very it's like if you watch
I don't know,
Breaking
but
Bad
you got
or
a whole
Sopranos,
8 seasons to get
there's
through
like
the twists and
endings.
turns.
You do, but I think it's hard to convince people of that when they know.
That's
If
true.
I watched the
That's
first episode of the show and I knew who was gonna end up on the Iron Throne, I wouldn't be as interested.
I do love that they just were like, alright, so fuck the Night King, fuck the Army of the Dead. This show ends with fucking Cersei as the bad guy, most evil bitch in the world.
Yeah.
Villain. So they want the series to end with, like, it's either Cersei or Daenerys,
Or
probably.
anyone
or
good.
Cersei
Or
and Jon,
anyone
or
good.
Cersei and, you know, whatever.
Arya.
Arya's kid.
It's
Right?
here.
Or Arya
herself.
Oh, the chat box!
The chat would the chat would
Chechnya.
Chechnya. Oh, I need to plug it in. Who took my charger? I'll kill a bitch.
I'll
Well, it's
murder
back, I mean.
them. Oh, it's back!
So I don't like when they show the preview, like the dog in the preview thing,
Why?
because now everyone knows that Ghost is alive.
I mean, I truly don't think Ghost would be dead and they wouldn't do something. They wouldn't show you Ghost
I
is
saw
dead.
someone. Yeah, you're right. No, I
You
agree.
know? I mean, unless the next fucking episode ends
But
with
you know
fucking
that.
Ghost's dead body in a pile of corpses or whatever. You're right, I know that, but not everybody else
Yeah.
knows that.
Can
But
I-
anyway, okay, go ahead, sorry.
Can I take a moment and point out the incredible David and Goliath that happened with... Is her name Lyanna?
Lyanna. Or no, that's the...
The
oh,
little
yeah,
girl princess?
yeah, I think it
the
is
little girl
Lyanna.
queen?
I don't know.
The little girl
Someone
queen and the
knows.
giant
But, you know,
she
everyone
kills?
knows. Yeah, the adult child.
Her...
What a
whatever her name is.
letdown of an episode. Could you imagine if that was legit?
Ooh, everyone's gonna come after you. Just kidding. But can
anyway,
we
go
talk
ahead.
about
Sorry,
like,
go ahead.
that moment? That was 100% an analogy. David and Goliath throwback.
Sure.
She
Lady
liter-
Mormont.
She literally killed him in the eye. What Goliath does. The whole setup for it. She's the tiniest of the tiny ones who are like fighters.
Little bear.
I thought it was incredible. I loved
She,
that, and it was nice to like throw it to like Greek mythology because Game of Thrones is such a
Lyanna Mormont, yeah.
parallel to Greek mythology. Like I feel like it wants to be like an Iliad or something, but it just
Sure,
isn't out.
but also,
But it's nice to toss to that in such a situation.
but
Don't you
also
think?
too, she's such a beloved character from when she first came into the scene.
as David was in the classic tale.
Yeah, and the audience, I mean, and as far as a show like this goes, where the audience becomes rabid fans and then start tweeting at writers of the show the weirdest shit, you know, they wouldn't do a send-off
People are
of Lady
disappointed in this
Mormont
episode.
without. There's
For
no
real?
way. There's no
straight
way.
up XX Batmobile.
I don't believe it.
Okay.
But there's no way they wouldn't give her a badass send off. You know, like she's such a beloved character, and her killing
course,
a fucking undead giant is just about
and saving
the
loads
most
of people by
badass thing.
doing it. It was like knocking them down.
So anyway, what I want to talk about now is how like this Night King shit is done. The fucking zombie dragon doesn't have a jaw and it's spilling.
It's dead.
I mean,
it died. They all died. It froze.
Right. But I'm just talking about how there was that moment of like all of these, you know, the ice dragon was at least gonna like not survive. It seemed, but John fucking facing
Are you
up.
thinking some of the undead are gonna survive?
No.
Which is the
I'm
weirdest
talking.
sentence
No.
I've ever said.
I'm
I've
just
known that
no.
someone
Listen,
knew what I meant.
I'm setting up the stage for where we're heading now.
He's
after
talking
all
about
this.
as if we're still in the
As if
episode.
we're still in
They
the
haven't
episode,
died
yeah.
yet.
So you've got the dragon fucking nearly dead, spitting out this blue fire. And by the way,
With half a mouth.
do you guys believe it was a type of fire or a
Yes,
type of
I want to
ice
know.
magic?
Well,
I'm
you
telling
know-
you, it's winter.
You think he's
Elliot
just
thinks
firing
he's
winter out of
spitting
his
out
mouth?
winter.
It's the idea of winter.
I mean, but how does that? So how does it
I
hurt
think
you?
it's
It just
actual
freezes
fire,
you?
but I think it's because you know when fire burns that hot, like in chemistry, it's blue. I think it's just like so fucking hot of fire, and somehow that doesn't
It's
burn.
like beyond burning.
That
or
somehow
something?
that doesn't, because when fire is actually that hot, it's a little bit cold somehow. I don't know.
Yeah,
There's some. I remember from chemistry that being true in some degree, and I think maybe when it's burning that hot, it doesn't burn the dead guys that are walking around. It's like too hot to burn them. It's like starting to get cold, and that doesn't burn them or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like.
It's like
I
a
didn't
fire
see anything.
so fucking hot.
Yeah,
That's
but there
my
wasn't.
thought.
But there wasn't like blue fire patches all over the place, and there wasn't
That's
like
true.
there
Well,
weren't
there were a
trees
little
with
bit.
blue fire
There
like
were a little
randomly.
bit, but it wasn't catching fire as easily.
Yeah, I just feel like
Ice fire, it's fire.
I mean,
winter breeze.
sure, whatever it
Venture's
is.
fresh breath, Steve.
whatever it is, if it's ice fire or fire or
It's
whatever,
dry ice, it's so cold it
like
burns you.
John
Sure.
was fucking sitting there like done, like he's
Yeah.
fucked. What was he doing when
winter's
he
kiss.
fucking? It was a winter's kiss. Elliot, what was he doing when when Jon Snow comes up from behind the rock and just like looks at the dragon and is like, like was he just going like kill me?
Yeah.
essentially?
Frost
I think
fire.
he saw the end. Yeah, for sure. I think he was.
He
like
was
a
just
man
like,
who's
this
like,
is it.
the same way that Theon like yelled and was like,
Yeah.
just like I'm killing myself. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do the only thing I know how to do.
I think that's what John was doing too. He was like,
He
Yeah,
was
alright,
nothing.
I'm
He's not gonna
dead.
go
I'm gonna
at it.
fucking kill this dragon. It's the best thing I can do with my last seconds of life.
I don't think he was even gonna try to kill the dragon.
I think
Maybe-
he was. I think he was.
Maybe he heard that thing about when you're in a forest and you see a bear. The best thing to do is to like make yourself
Oh,
really
big.
big and
Yeah,
scream at him.
yeah.
Maybe he was doing that. And
Interesting.
I would not do that. That seems like a logical.
Andy
last,
Puente says the magic for Game of Thrones to me was the Night King. Oh, it seems like maybe he's disappointed the Night King is gone. Oh, I guess that could be a big disappointment for people because it is one of those
No.
things where it's like, for me personally, we were getting a really cool show with like blood and guts and great story and tits and all that great stuff, and then we got like horror movie stuff. We got like zombies and fucking skeleton undead fuckers and dragons and fairies that throw fucking, you know, those bombs of ice or whatever. Remember those fairy children, the children of the forest or whatever?
Oh,
And
not
it's like
fairies.
we
just
had
the
all
little-
these like cool like fantasy things. It felt like, you know, all the fantasy was back in this world in Westeros. And now it's like, now that the Night King is gone, it seems like we're just back to regular old medieval kind of swords clanging stuff.
What happened to John when he was risen from the dead was because of his inherent good and his he needed to be involved in like
the fight.
the fight.
He
Yes,
had more
he had a
life to live
purpose.
in that fight. Yeah.
Same too in the yin yang sense. The Night King will rise again, and it
Oh,
will
you think
happen
so?
at the demise of John. And it'll go.
Wow, you think John will die and become a new Night King?
Well, I know like John's
no,
dead,
no.
but the Night
He's
King.
saying it's like the
I
power
can
of good
see-
and the power of evil, so focused.
Yeah, so last shot of
When
the
one
show is
dies,
just the
the other
Night King
lives.
being like,
Oh, eyes open up.
Yeah, if
Oh.
John
But his eyes
dies,
are
you're
brown
saying,
this time.
assuming John dies, then he will
Yes.
rise back up.
yeah.
It's
or
the sun
some
and the
kind
moon.
of weird shit happens. Because all of a sudden,
Why did Valerian Steel kill the Night King, but Dragonfire doesn't?
Valerian Steel did not kill the Night King. That was Dragon.
Wait,
Pointy,
Lewis
I
Walker donated to get this comment out there. What do you think Bran was doing during it all? Someone earlier in the comments said Bran warged into a crow to get Chick-fil-A. It's like,
Look
yeah.
at his hands. Oh, they're pretty, aren't they?
Really? What?
can he go into only animals? Is that the deal, or birds? Or what's
No,
the-
he went into Hodor, but Hodor was kind of a
Hodor-
simpler.
Hodor wasn't super developed.
What are you saying?
He was a simpler person.
So we don't know if he could get into
Yeah,
human,
what was
human.
Bran
Yeah.
fucking
Felt
doing?
out human.
What, he warged into something. What was he doing?
Maybe there was more, and they were like, "It's already an hour and a half long. Cut that shit." Honestly,
I hope
it's
we
just
get
shots
some
of him
kind of-
watching throughout.
I hope we get some kind of closure with that.
Hold the door.
Yeah, I have no idea. Where
It was
like,
Valerian
it
Steel.
was-
I thought it was.
Okay, so the
Oh, I don't
Night
know the
King
difference.
and his
Somebody said
army
it.
of
Oh,
the
well.
dead is gone,
Gone,
bitch. So that means no more Night King, no more cool undead zombie monsters, and now we're just back to Cersei and, you know...
Cersei, the cunt #1 lady, and the cunt #1 man, that Iron bitch.
Well, I'm glad they're kind of ending the show with her as the main villain, because she always really
Sorry.
was the main villain, you know? I thought it would really come down to Littlefinger by the time we got this far into the series. I thought it would be like Littlefinger is the orchestrator of all the evil things in the show, and he's going to be the big bad guy to stop.
Wait,
But
And
no,
now
it
he's
was,
fucking
he's
dead.
way dead. But Cersei is now the big bad, and so we're now going to have 3 more episodes, and that's it.
yeah,
2 more episodes. It's 5, right?
it's 6.
6?
It's
Okay,
6.
okay, so 3 more episodes, and then this series is fucking done. So what do you guys think's gonna happen? You think the next 2 episodes are battles, and then the final one's a wrap-up episode?
Okay.
Wait, can I take?
All right.
Can I have
Go
one
ahead.
quick
Go
before
ahead.
we go on to that?
Sure.
How about that moment between Sansa and Tyrion, where they were like,
Yeah,
there
where
were a
they-
couple
where
of lovey
Where
moments,
he kissed
like,
her hand.
dun,
Well,
dun,
they had
dun.
a
They
moment.
love each other. They're
Do
just like,
they?
They
That
had.
was
Well,
you as a
that's the
person.
thing. They had a moment
Yeah.
earlier.
Who knows? Who knows?
Is
But
that something that was in the book?
Here's the
originally?
thing.
Didn't
Here's the
translate
thing.
No idea.
quite?
Here's the thing. Tyrion had to marry Sansa, and it was a big joke that the family made him do it,
Right,
and it was
They
mostly
weren't-
to make
neither
fun
one
of
of
him.
them was into
But
it.
Tyrion was fucking really good to Sansa and
And he
got
was her best
into
husband
her.
for sure. She was right.
Yeah, and she learned to trust him, and then she trusted him, and then she stood up for him, and then she saw that he was there to fight by her side, and so he showed a lot of courage and strength and goodness and
And
all the things that
evolution.
kind of Ned Stark had, her, you know, and all those other things that you'd want out of a strong male character.
Yeah, like, are
And
they
I
liking
think-
each other now?
Yep.
all of
I
a
think
sudden?
that's what they're doing, and
Yeah,
I think
it's
that's
really
really
weird.
sweet. I think it's sweet
I
because
don't mind it.
I don't mind
I
it
don't
at
mind
all.
it either. I
I
kind
don't
of
mind
love
it at all,
it
because I
she's
think-
old enough now to actually want to be with him too. Wait, here's
Yeah.
a paid comment.
If you rewatch the clip where Bran gave Arya the dagger, he makes a face like he knew that would happen. Yeah, he does give her the.
And then Bran can it gets
Yeah.
cut off somehow.
Bran
When Bran
saw
gave-
this
so
episode
Arya-
before any of us.
When did Bran give Arya the dagger?
Way back.
Oh, really?
When they first saw each other again.
Here's to Lyanna.
Really? He
giant
makes a
fan.
face? Really? I want to watch that.
Yeah, I want to see that too.
Fun. Cool.
Whoever knows where that's at, please.
So.
Oh wait, now back to what you're saying. What are predictions for the next bit?
Yeah, so what do we think? I think the next 2 episodes are battles, and then we're going to do a big wrap-up series thing. I think if Sansa and Tyrion end up together, I think that's really cute and sweet. I want to see it. I'm rooting for them.
I want
I'm
Arya
all
and
team
Gendry.
Syria.
Wow.
Well, they have some laws. That
Syrian.
But okay, the rest is
Tansa.
good, sure.
I love you too, French fry.
Sanserian.
Santerian.
Sanserian. I'm all about...
Santerian.
Wait, what's the Sansa Tyrion Lannister? So it's
Um,
Stark Lannister. Star Lannister.
I-
Lannister!
Done.
Lannister, nice. Wow. really. Way to go.
Ship it with
Dude,
Lannister.
braids are crazy. Listen.
I know, aren't they?
I have no idea what's going to happen. I have no preferences. I don't care. I'm just excited to see what happens.
I like the way you were handling people talking during the screening. You were like, guys.
Oh, yeah, that was really good.
No,
Wait. Someone said, with all the bodies coming out of the crypts, I'm surprised we didn't see Ned Stark, Sean Bean as Ned. But Ned's body was not returned.
We talked about this before we watched the show. A lot of those people didn't have fully complete bodies.
How much longer is this? I have to go to bed. Well, Jason, not
much.
I
feel the same way.
Yeah, no, we're gonna stop very soon. But Elliot,
I want
to
to comment on Elliot's comments while we were watching.
Oh yeah. We had a group of.
We had a big group of people, and when people were talking, he'd be like, "Hey, if you're really good at predicting what's going to happen, will you just keep it to yourself? Because I just want to watch and see."
I felt very rude.
Well,
I agree.
No,
I felt the same way. I was like,
Here's
"You're
the
going to
thing.
give me an idea, and then it's going to be true, and I want to
Listen,
watch it
exactly.
happen."
Clearly,
You do this to me all. That's what the prediction
Yeah.
thing. I'm like, I don't want to hear your predictions because I know.
I think-
You might know.
Can I
You're
just
right,
say
and I
that
don't wanna
I
hear
think
it.
we should have switched places because I would have enjoyed
You
sitting
would.
with the group of people that were like,
And they
"Ooh,
felt
these
so- and
things-
they were so
ooh,
sweet.
vengeance
They were like,
coming,
yeah.
They were so
ooh."
sweet.
And
And
it's
I was
like,
shushing Steve. I was like, "Oh, that's very nice." Shh.
yeah, but you know, this is the interesting part.
I heard you should-
I was
yep,
saying
yeah,
shit.
which was good,
Here's
yeah.
the thing. I was
Lot
saying
going
shit.
on.
I was like, "No, you gotta go get the Night King." And then Alana would go like, "Shh, he's doing it." And then I'd be like, "Oh yeah." And then fucking Alana would be like, "You gotta go in that room now. That's where you're gonna go." And I'm like,
Okay, you're
"Oh, you can
exaggerating
do it,
a
but I
little."
can't."
Who is? Have I ever said I don't like Game of Thrones? Because I've seen 2 comments so far that are like, now I like the show. Have I ever said anything about not liking Game? Oh, I wonder if I have. I bet.
Yeah,
I have.
maybe you have. All right. Well, listen, we had a great time, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
want to bring Will in to get Will's thoughts on the episode.
Come on, Will.
So,
thoughts.
Will, come on over here and let's get your thoughts.
Whose lap do you want to sit on?
Oh wow.
You can sit right here on the ground.
Or you
Okay.
I'll sit over. Okay.
Wow.
Belittle him like that.
Hey everybody! Wow! Oh man!
Here, scooch this way so
Man.
you can get Alana in there.
Oh okay.
Still. There
Yeah,
we go.
man!
Oh, come-
Wow!
Yeah, there we go.
I'll
Yeah.
go on the
Wow.
other side if you want.
Honestly, this episode
I can't wait.
of Game of
Ooh,
Thrones.
Is Gilly and Baby Sam dead? Absolutely not. Is Varys dead? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Which one's
Yeah.
Varys?
Varys is the man who's
Lord, the
bald.
bald Lord Varys.
Oh,
He's
Varys
so
is fine.
Yes.
He's always gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy's 100% survives the
Yeah,
entire.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Well, we
He's-
all know what Varys represents.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
tell
please.
us. What does
Well,
Varys represent?
you know, George R.R. Martin, when he wrote the character of Varys, he was going through a great depression in his life. And he knew that he wanted to write a character into his film that represented the dark anguish of the Oxycontin he was doing and and all those other drugs he had became addicted to in the late 80s.
Okay. Well, that
So-
makes perfect sense. So, what did you think about the battle tonight, Will?
This battle was one of the most gruesome I've ever seen.
Yeah,
I was
it was
in my
gruesome.
seat like, woo! Woo!
Yeah.
Woo!
What was your favorite part?
I honestly think the part where Jon Snow looked into the Night King's eyes and he said, "You can never take from my country what you took from these people.
Yeah.
You cannot
That was a
separate
good part.
what you took from the humanity of
Yeah.
the people of the ocean."
Yeah.
And he went back to Atlantis. Jon Snow, at the end of this battle, he went back to Atlantis and he got them. He got the key of justice.
Wow.
He got the key
I
of
know, that
justice
was the
for
best part.
Tyrion. He got the key of justice
Well,
for
what do you
Tyrion.
think about now that the army of the dead is gone? What do you think about the true enemy we're heading towards now?
I think the true enemy that we have to look out is
Elliot, you just leave.
Arya Stark.
Yeah,
I got his phone.
Arya.
okay, all right.
Now we need to look out for.
I did that like last time.
yeah.
Wait, we gotta get. What was my favorite bit? Just as a human.
Yeah.
You have to look out for Arya Stark.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to look out for Jon Snow's evil twin, White Man. And,
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
have to look out for the ghastly ghouls.
Gilly
Oh,
was not
those
first to be
ghouls.
attacked in the crypt, but it was a girl that looked a little too much like
Tweet
Gilly.
us the clip of Brandon Aria.
Just
watch
tweeted you
that
guys
after.
the clip of Brandon Aria.
We'll
Okay,
get to
cool.
the
Thank
thing.
you. All right, Will.
Wait,
so
Will, what do
Oh,
you
go
think
ahead.
about the moment that the bad army was conquered?
The moment that the Bad Army was conquered, I was just like, woo!
Were you as surprised as we were that the Army of the Dead is gone now?
Yeah, I was, because he should have died in the last episode.
Yeah.
The Night King took from him. He took from a couple years off of his lifespan, because we all know that one of the Night King's powers was that he could take a couple of years off of your life if you don't agree with a deal to him.
Yeah.
And we knew he did this to Jon Snow. We knew he did this to Arya. We knew he did this to Tyrion. But if Varys was somehow able to survive.
Able to survive, yeah. So I gotta ask you, because the audience has been asking your thoughts about Lady Mormont and her moment.
Yeah.
With the giant.
Yeah.
What did you think about that moment?
Yeah, Lady Mormont has the deepest pussy.
Guys, thank you so much for watching the episode. Okay, go ahead, Willie. You can crawl out of it. All right, guys. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. First, Elliot, come on in here and say goodbye, will you?
Thank you,
guys,
everybody.
thank you. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time for this after show that we do here. Hopefully, we'll have Lee and Joe on at some point. But Elliot, thank you for coming.
Thank you. And
Bye.
did I seem high?
No.
Okay.
Do you want to say anything to them before we go?
No. Oh, yes. Yeah. This is good. Tampa, May 22nd, and Seattle, May 31st, both with Mike Falzone.
Oh, and for those of you that are freeloading, just watching this stream, having a good time, subscribe to this YouTube channel you're currently watching. You can also take the step to the next level of Valley Folk fandom and join our Patreon, where you get all sorts of cool freaking perks. You get special surprises. You get shows that nobody else gets. You get all of our bloopers. You get our podcast early. You get discounts on all of our merch. It's really cool, so you should go to patreon.com/thevalleyfolk and check it out.
Wow, that was really nice.
Well, thanks, Elliot. Well, guys, thank you so much. I hope your Sunday evening is wonderful, and we'll catch you next time on the Game of Thrones show. Bye-bye. Oh wait, I gotta pick a photo for the end of the stream, so let's just keep...
I'm out of breath. Get a lantern, it's dark and get a lantern, can't see these night walkers, get a lantern, get a lantern.
Okay, so I'm gonna just let the stream keep going, but I'm gonna put up a picture and then mute the audio so that they can still have a fun time with each other for a little bit. Yeah. So I'm gonna do that in just a second. Guys, thank you again. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks so much.
Being a patron is great. Says yay, mkay, yay.
Yay!
All right, everybody. Well, we love you very much. Thank you again.
Thank you, everybody.
Goodbye.